Well, welcome back to the Forex Fortress. That felt a little bit weird right there. Plenty to talk about as we follow up on yesterday's short-term time frame analysis, and then of course going to go back and check on some Bitcoin, maybe even traditional markets as well. So with that in mind, let's waste no more time. It is bang bang lightning round right now, and let's start it off with Dixie. As always, get the daily bias, of which we did hit our target from yesterday right around the 55 at about 93 and some odd change, 93.63, of which is there further continuation implied now? Well, perhaps yes, but let's go down to the lower term time frames first and actually see if there's anything to be aware of right here. And kind of similar to yesterday, we were looking for a short-term pullback when we were looking at this at about 93.45 yesterday, which we did get, and then further continuation of the upside implied to our current target. So essentially, I'd actually be looking for the same thing right here. Short-term time frames probably do play off this region and probably do trade back down a little bit, again, only for the short-term time frames. As far as the daily and the weekly are concerned, we are in the process, or at least in my opinion, we are in the process of putting in a major reversal, and I'd essentially be looking for Dixie to travel its way onwards and upwards. Here's the next thing, though. We will officially have a daily reversal if the daily closes above 93.80, and seeing as we're trading about 93, or at least the high of today is about 93.74.5. It is going to have a chance. So anywhere above there, I would start to extend targets quite a fair bit more towards about 94.25. And of course, taking a look at the weekly, which we do have a weekly closing tomorrow on Friday, and also going to be the monthly close as well. This is looking good for a nice little upside move to about 94.5 coming into the month of November. Again, this is likely to take a long time. We have been looking at this area for a very long time now, based upon weekly and monthly pivots, kind of in this low 92 $2 region, of which I've been postulating that's likely to see a major macro reversal there. I know a lot of people want to be bearish on the dollar. I know a lot of people saying bullshit. It's I think that's very much misguided. I do not see the same sort of thing here, and this is also another good time to kind of reiterate why Dixie, or sorry, maybe some misconceptions about Dixie in general. And what I think a lot of people get wrong about Dixie is the fact that it's not like the actual value of the dollar. It's the value of the dollar relative to all the other major assets, or sorry, all the other major fiat currencies within the world, or at least the ones that matter most. And with that said, you can obviously have the true value of the dollar going down. That again, what is the actual true value? But the value in relationship to the dollar going down, or sorry, the true value going down, while Dixie actually does go up, because it's always going to be relevant to the other currencies. So if they're doing worse, then Dixie will naturally float its way onwards and upwards, which is what I do believe that we're seeing right now. Remember that the dollar is backed by about 10,000 nukes. So trustless currencies, go fuck yourself. Just kidding. Anyways, so yes, again, for our very short term, probably a little bit of a pullback, which does mean that we're going to have a slight bullish bias on major US dollar pairings. And then after that, dumpy dump time, most likely, as this one does want to continue its way onwards and upwards, probably over the next month or two, in my opinion. Anyways, with that said, we'll start off with Aussie dollar, my least favorite of least favorites, you goddamn piece of shit, you. And what do you know? Yes, we did hit our target from yesterday, right around 70.5 cents, getting a little bit of a bounce around there, but further continuation to the downside is implied now. Yes, we kind of are coming into the same region that has accumulated these last few weeks, but I think right now is the more important time to be reflecting upon the weekly, and the weekly is a breakdown. We've been saying this for a long time. While the short term, I'm not so confident on this asset. It fucking floats around all the time and seems to really just frustrate the ever-loving shit out of me. Long term, as far as the weekly and monthly go, yes, this is just a long-term downtrend going all the way back to the ripe year of 2011, so almost a 10-year long downtrend. Kind of a big deal. And is this your next major macro high being put in right here? I think yes, most likely. Anyways, looking at the monthly as well, we're going to see this one confirmed tomorrow for Friday, the last trading day of the month. And yes, this is looking like a major macro reversal, and I'd be looking for this one to come back down below 70 cents, probably down towards the mid 60s over the next few months. Moving on, what else do we got? Or actually, did we talk about the short term? Short term's down as well. This thing's just a fucking loser, is what it is. Sorry, Listen, I love Australian people. They're actually really good people. They're really super chill. But as far as currency goes, this is a pretty bad one. Anyways, moving on to CAD dollar right here. Oh, what do you know? Some more downside. We got the short-term bounce yesterday, and then further downside implied. And what essentially does this look like on a daily now? Yeah, we did hit our target from yesterday, bounced back up towards the 55. Beautiful. Now coming back down. I'd probably be looking for this one to swipe a little bit lower towards about 74.65 or 74.60-ish region, anywhere around here, and I'd be looking for another short-term bounce based upon that. But long-term, absolute dog shit, as we just saw similar behaviors on Aussie dollar as well. This one actually putting in a descending triangle over a very long period of time, going back the last 4 or 5 years now to 2016, 2017-ish region. Sorry, more like 3 to 4 years. Bad mental maths. Anyways, Swiss franc dollar, what do we see right here? This one definitely holding it up a lot higher and a lot more healthy long-term. As you can see, this chart is significantly different than, say, CAD dollar right here or Aussie dollar right here, and I can't stop fucking stuttering, man. Jesus. Anyways, let's see. So what is this going to align like on the lower term time frames? I'd actually be looking for this one to swipe a little bit lower, probably back down to about 109.38 and then bounce up from there. We did hit, I believe that we did hit our target yesterday from, at about 110 and then backing off. I didn't really talk about what would happen after that. Don't really have a strong opinion, but yes, I do think that there is further downside implied in this one. Daily wants to come down a little bit lower as well. I'd actually even extend that target to the downside more towards about 109 and about 20-ish. And what was it on the 4 hour? Actually, maybe those were a little bit closer than what I first thought. No, actually 4 hours showing a little bit higher than that. But yes, overall daily, I would look for it to come back down towards this region, about 109.20, we'll call it, and then play out a little bit of a bouncy bounce there as well. And of course, looking at a weekly, is this one still problematic as it is right now? It does look like it wants to head down actually lower coming into November, probably 108 or low 108 region. But I think we'll wait until the monthly closes first before making any further judgment on this one. Again, long term, I think that it does kind of stand out as a more constructive chart in comparison to what we've already looked at. Looking at euro pound right here, what do we see? We do see kind of a similar thing here as well. Let's go down to the lower term timeframes first. Lower term timeframes, I'd actually be looking for a pop back up. I forget exactly what I said on this one yesterday. I believe I said it would likely come back down to its lows at about 90 cents region. We got that. I'd actually be looking for a bounce back up here, probably back up towards about 90.5 cent region, maybe a little bit more than that. Looking at the daily, hard one, very difficult one right here. I don't. If I had to call it, if you put a gun to my head and said, Crown, call it or die, I'd probably show you that since it probably does come down with the rest of the market. Euro dollar, what do we see right here? Oh, fucking yes. Finally, you goddamn piece of shit, you. Go down. Sorry, I apologize, but I'm an American living in Europe right now, and I hold most of my money in dollars. So fair enough. Sorry, that's my problem, not anyone else's out there. And yes, we did hit I believe that we did hit our target to the downside from yesterday, back down towards 117 base after a quick rally back up to about 117.5. Nice one. I feel vindicated on that one as well, although it doesn't really matter. In fact, I'm breaking my own rule because, well, realistically, you can't really ever say that you call anything in a game of statistics because it's just going to be a matter of time before you're wrong anyways. But yes, this one I'd be looking for it to come back down a little bit lower, 116.5 on the daily, and weekly 116.25. Anywhere around there, and I'd be looking for another short-term bounce at the very least. And is this one putting in another macro high as well? Uh-oh. Yeah, I think so. And I've been saying this for a long time, and I caught a lot of shit for that one too. But I think I do feel quite confident on this one. This is a complete bearish reset on monthly momentum oscillators, while price action puts in another lower high. I mean, that's not good. Pound yen, what do we see right here? Oh, my favorite piece of shit, coming back down to the ripe old price of 129. I believe we were bearish on this one yesterday as well, and I think that was the right call. We got a short-term bounce back up to about 136.25. I do believe that we did speak about that yesterday, but then quickly reverted back onto the daily, which is obviously very bearish here, and I'd be looking for this one, come back down actually lower than that. Daily and both weekly are in complete disarray. 133 regions where I'd be looking for on the next short-term bounce, about 133.5 to 133 even. This one is a hot steaming pile of garbage. Pound dollar, what do we see here? Oh, some more garbage for you today, sirs. Short-term probably coming back down to about 129 even. Looking at the 4 hour right here, does it play out another short-term bounce right here? Maybe yes. I don't really have a strong opinion on the short term. If it does play another short term bounce back up, maybe like 129.5, but daily and weekly are pretty strongly bearish here. Anyways, on to the next one. What do we got? Yen dollar, another one that's kind of like similar to Swiss franc dollar, although this one stronger, actually a lot stronger. You can see this chart completely different to all the other major US dollar pairings that we've seen thus far. And I should remind myself that we still do have this measure move pointing all the way up towards not pointing out one, basically. Long term. Now, short term, would I be looking for this one to go Bula-ish as well? Probably got some divergences here to be spoken about. Actually, no. Very interesting. Very interesting. You know what? I don't have a strong opinion on the short term here. Daily and weekly, though, are bullish, and I would look for this one to just crawl its way onwards and upwards. Next area of particular interest would be 96.75, and then above there, I'd be looking at 97.75, and then that full-on target, actually. Let's go check out. Did we check out all of our pairings now? We don't want to look at that one. No. Okay. Yeah, I think we got just about all of it. Gold dollar, we said yesterday coming back down to 1880. I believe that we got that move. Nice. Short-term bounce upon that region, yes, and then further continuation to the downside. I'd be looking for a full test down. It's not really calling too much right here because we're already so close, and realistically, I probably should have spoken about this on the morning's video. 1860-ish region, at which point I would look for another short-term bounce there. Long-term, I do think that this one's going to be coming down very aggressively, actually. Monthly is going to close abysmally here, it looks like. I'd be looking for November to actually put this one back down below 1800, probably somewhere around like the mid 17s for what it's worth right now. What else do you want to check out? Maybe a quick look at NAS futures, and what do you know? Similar chart right here too. I believe that we did say a little more downside on the daily implied here, and we're getting close. We're getting very close, but I would be looking for a bounce somewhere around about $11,000 to $11,050. And then I want to see the monthly closure. Actually, looking at the weekly right here, could we come all the way down to the 21, which is actually significantly lower than what I just gave. So you know what? I don't really have a strong opinion on this one on the short-term timeframes either. I would be looking for the weekly and daily to come down somewhere between about 10.9 to 11,000. That's where I'm looking for the next bounce on this. But yes, I suppose that would imply some more downside from where we are right now. Let's go check out. Do we want to check out SPY too? How deep in this video? No, it's already too much. It's too much tuna. Let's go over here to Bitcoin, and I believe Bitcoin actually did break our bottom side of the current range on the short term. Yes, indeed it did. We got our first 4-hour little closure right here for the confirmation right here. I'd be looking for this one to swipe again to about 12.8 or 12.9, and I do think that it will bounce there again. I don't think that this thing is ready to break down, and it could be that it even puts in a major base at 12.8 as well. I don't really have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is on the short term coming back down in this region and very likely bouncing off of it, and then we'll probably resolve the range coming into the month of November. Probably not this month in October. I imagine things will likely stay between about 13.4 and 12.8 for now. And that also reminds me, we did get our move to the upside spoken from this morning's video at about 11,350-ish region right here, and then coming back down. So the range is essentially between this area right here and this area right here, cut to the middle by the short term at about 13,150-ish region. Is that relevant to your trading or not? Might be, might not be, depending upon how short term you are. And of course, this is not financial advice. We're not a financial advisor. This is first thing from financial advice, actually. But yes, I would be looking for this one to come down a little bit more, and then we'll come back tomorrow and check it out. Here's how that kind of changed around the daily. Not really much here, but yes, overall, I'm looking for this one to swipe a little bit lower and probably hold the range once again. So about 12.8, 12.9, something like that, and then bounce again, hold the range between there and 13,350, I think it was, and we'll probably resolve that range like early November if I had to guess. Anyways, that's going to do it for right now. I would like to wish you the best and the happiest. Oh, by the way, I also we're also going to try something new on Twitter. Elsa had this great idea to just kind of like edit out the last portion of my morning videos where I kind of like do a quick recap of Bitcoin price action, essentially what I'm looking at and everything like that. And she's actually just going to cut them out and put them on Twitter. So if you're interested in such things, definitely let me know. I guess because if it's not very popular, or people don't really happen to give a fuck, then yeah, her time's probably better spent elsewhere. But kind of like a cool little project to get into right now. And I think that's going to be a good place for me to leave this one off. I'd like to wish you the best once again. Take care, and until next time.